Jamie Hodgson was an all-around talented player for over 20 baseball seasons in Western Manitoba. Jamie, I wonder how many players in the history of the Manitoba Senior Baseball League have a lifetime .375 batting average like you do. That was terrific.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, like I told you there earlier, I guess the pitchers were throwing at a few places I was swinging the odd time, and it's a lot of years, really good years in the MSBL, and met some really great people, and there was lots of good memories.
How did your baseball career get started, and how old were you?
Oh, geez, Big Hodgie, my dad, when he moved in with my mother there, I remember lots of clover leaves hanging out at the house when I was a kid, and sneaking down the stairs and kind of seeing these American guys icing their arms instead, and picking up balls and bats and chasing balls at Old Kinsman Stadium there in Brandon. And I think it just always kind of was in my blood since I started about 5-6 years old. Playing catch with Dad in the backyard and swinging the bats and stuff like that. So
your father was very influential in your...
Yeah, Big Hodgie, Brian Hodgson there, he was pretty influential in a lot of things that we did. And I mean, we came from a really big baseball family, even from my grandfather out of Strathclair with Don Campbell, and we always were around baseball.
In 1989, as an 18-year-old, I think it was 18, 17, 18.
Yeah, around there.
You played on the Manitoba youth team. You went to the Canada Summer Games. And how would that rate as a baseball experience for you?
Those were really some good years. Just coming out of high school there and being involved in the 21 and under Canada Games with some older players. It was a pretty big honor. So I had some excellent coaching and stuff like that. And with the youth team, I think that's every kid's dream around Manitoba, playing the Manitoba youth team. And we had some really excellent coaches that some of them in the Hall of Fame already. So I think it was. It kind of molded me towards, going to college, playing some baseball, and moving on to, some other things as well. So it's been excellent.
That's the next question I was going to throw at you. You were a pitcher in U.S. college baseball in the early 1990s, and you were drafted by the Kansas City Royals. Tell us about that.
It was actually playing through the MSBL with a coach who had originally was going to go down to Iowa and play some ball down there. I had some dreams to go play in the States, play some college ball, and I ran into a coach that played up here in the MSBL who had a pitching coach job in Texarkana, Texas. So it was Iowa or Texas. I thought, what, Texas would be fantastic, go down and experience nice weather and everything else. So I had the opportunity to go down there for a couple of years, but I always had that like a pitcher say, you always want to hit a little bit. So, I was always a decent hitter, but always just could pitch down there. Never really got a chance to hit. So when I went up to University of North Dakota before I got drafted there, I had an opportunity with the Fighting Sioux to hit a little bit, and that was kind of what drew me back a little bit farther north.
So by and large, a pretty good experience all the
Excellent experience, yes.
You played in a total of 8 national senior baseball tournaments. Any medals to show for that?
I think the biggest one that stood out was Quebec City when we won the silver medal. We had our sights on gold, but I think as far as representatives from Manitoba, that was a big step for us. That always seems to stand out for me, and I think just the group of guys, and may not have been the absolute best team that we had at the time, but we had excellent team chemistry, and things went our way. The balls bounced our way, and had a few timely hits, and it was a real memorable experience.
You can look back on playing for 7 Manitoba Senior Baseball League championship teams. And how about this for a personal achievement? You were selected as a League All-Star 14 times. Obviously, that's a degree of success that stands out pretty large.
Absolutely, yeah. It was always a great honor to play on those All-Star squads and, play with some of the players that you may have, thrown against during the years, and maybe had a few cuss words with during the years, and had that intensity from you find with good ball players. So it was always a great honor to play on those all-star teams and play alongside with those guys. And
let's not forget to point out more playing distinction. You were the Manitoba Senior Baseball League batting champion 3 times in 1999, 2002, and 3. For somebody who was drafted as a pitcher by Kansas City, you turned out to be a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, well, I guess you pick up a few things when you're on the mound, and I know in college ball I always I laughed. I lived with a bunch of hitters, and I used to have to go set the batting tees up for them and stuff, so I'd get a few swings in here and there, and picked up a couple of things along the way. But being a Canadian kid and going down to the States, I think that's something, our better ball players, they play the shortstop, and then you go into pitch a little bit, and you might catch a little bit, and you'll get to hit. So that's something that the Canadian system is a little bit different with, I think.
Does playing in the Kansas City minor system make the Royals your favorite big league team now?
Well, heart and heart, I'm still with the Blue Jays. It was good to see the Royals where they went with things last year and stuff like that. I think looking back, I think there's one coach that actually is still with the organization, of course. But so it's got a little fondness in your heart. But all in all, being a Canadian, I'm still a big Blue Jays fan. So,
would you like to name somebody who was the key to your baseball playing success? Anybody?
Geez, there's so many people, like I say, my family kind of grew up around the ballparks and stuff like that. Brian Hodgson, my stepdad or my dad that came in, and he really was playing with the Cloverleafs over the years. He kind of brought me into the fold with a lot of things. So, if I had to give anybody credit, Brian was he was a left-handed pitcher, and he taught me a lot of things in the mound there that could really help me with my career.
And Jamie, what does it mean to you to be inducted into the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame?
It's just a great honor. I've been here a couple of times with my father and with the Cloverleaf group and stuff like that, and being nominated for this is a great honor, and it's something I never really looked at when I was that kid picking up bats and balls at the ballpark and stuff. It just seems like a very short time between that rookie game and that old timers game, and I think this is a game that really makes the people around you that much better, and it's taught me a lot in life, so it's a huge honor.
Jamie Hodgson, who now can take a bow as a member of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame.